Hello, my name is Melanie. I'm a chartered physiotherapist working at the Berkshire MS Therapy Centre in Reading. And this is a video looking at the foot and its structure and how we can best exercise it to keep the muscles and tendons and ligaments all working in a really good range of movement and nice and strong, so that the foot can support you when you're up against gravity and walking on lots of different types of surfaces. So the foot is made up of your 10 toes. This is the forefoot, the midfoot and the hindfoot. And there are 3 arches, 2 that go along the side, outside and inside, and 1 that goes across the middle. And these are really important for making sure that your foot can create different shapes and keep a good balance for you when you're moving around. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some exercises that will help you keep your feet nice and agile and keep the muscles working as they should. Okay, so let's start off. Our first exercise is going to be heel raises. This is really simple. We've done lots of it before, I know, but you need to keep the calf muscle active because that's really useful for keeping the blood pumping and stopping you from getting ankle swelling, which can happen a lot when you're sitting down. Okay, so we're going to start by lifting our heels. We'll do them both together. Feel that you're lifting as high as you can and try and really reach those heels up, keeping the toes on the floor. We're going to do 10 like this, so that's about 5. And then we'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I think we'll just try again, and we're going to do it alternately, and this is a bit like when you're walking. Okay, so we're going to try and lift 1 and then the other. If we can do it in a really nice rhythm, that's really good as well. It's a bit like when you find your natural speed for walking, so really lifting and lowering, feeling like you can get as much range as possible and hopefully feel a stretch at the front of your foot. Okay, I think that is about 10. So we're going to rest the feet down. So as I say, it's nice and simple, but it is really important, and you can do it wherever you are. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be sitting. You could have your legs up, no problem at all. Okay, so the next exercise is we're going to point our feet in front, and that's to stretch this muscle, tibialis anterior, down the front of the leg, and that's really important for lifting up your toes, so we need to keep it nice and mobile. So we're going to point in front as far as we can and then pull the foot back to the floor. In front with the other side and back to the floor. Okay, so that was 2. So we're going to go up to 10, feeling like you're really reaching in front as much as you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, pointing in front. Okay, that's really good. So that's us just really looking at the ankle joint, because that's really important. It goes in lots of different directions. It doesn't just go front and back, and we'll look more at that later on. Okay, so we've done the toes pointing in front. And now what we're going to do is try and get the heels in front, and that's going to stretch the calf muscle. So the heel raises activated the calf muscle, but when we pull the toes up and put the heel in front, we're going to stretch it out. Okay, and that's really important. There might be a difference one side to the other, but don't worry. Okay, 1 and 2, really stretch. Really pull the toes up and reach that heel in front as much as you can. 5, well done. Keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so hopefully you can feel now that we're moving those muscles in and around the foot and the calf, so it's not just around the ankle, but you might feel it further up into your leg and maybe even behind your knee. But that's fine because everything is connected in the leg and everything works together to produce the movement that you need. Okay, so we're going to move on to an exercise where we're feeling that we're getting some movement in and around the ankle joint, which I said doesn't just go up and down, it does actually go from side to side, and that's really important when we're on uneven surfaces, so very useful for balance. So we're going to just do one foot at a time. We're just going to take the foot in and out. You'll feel some movement in your thigh and your knee. That's absolutely fine. So we're just going to try and lift the toes up so they clear the floor, if at all possible. If it's really hard and you're just sliding, that's okay. Just keep going. It's any movement, because at first it might be really difficult, and then actually what you need to do is just keep going and things will warm up. Okay, let's try and some more on the other foot. So out to the side, across to the middle. Out to the side, across to the middle. It's not difficult, but it might feel very stiff at the beginning. So just keep going until you feel you've got a good range and you're as warm as you can be in the muscles. Okay, now this might be a little bit tricky, but we are going to try and do them both together. So let's see how we go. I like to call this windscreen wiping the feet because I feel it's that sort of action. And you can see that my knees and my hips are moving. So if your range is smaller, don't worry, just try and do the best that you can. And we're going to try and carry on. Just maybe a little bit more than 10 on this side. Maybe we'll try and do 20 just to feel like we've got a really good rhythm going. Okay, and back to the middle. Okay, so the next one is heel digs. Now this is really important because it actually will work the muscles all the way up your leg and into your bottom and on the outside of your hips. So if you're doing it correctly, that's where you'll feel it. It won't, and most probably also at the back of your thigh. So we'll just do one foot to start off with, pulling your toes up, put your feet on the floor. You're going to push into the floor as if you are trying to push the carpet away, okay? As you can see, when I push down, it actually makes me lift up. That's me tensing the muscle. So we're going to push and hold, 2, 3, and release. Good. And again, we're going to push into the floor. Push as hard as you can. Feel that tension in your bottom and release. Let's do 3 more. Okay, and push hard. 1, 2, 3, and release. And again, push. 1, 2, 3, and release. And last one, let's make it a good one. Push in. 1, 2, 3, and release. Good. So we're going to swap legs, and remember there most probably be a difference one side to the other. So right leg, here we go. Pushing in with the heel. Hold. 1, 2, 3, and release. Okay, and again, keep pressing. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Remember, you're going to feel it in the outside of this hip, and release. And again, keep pushing. We're trying to do 5 on each leg, and release. 2 more to go. Push hard, keep those toes up, body up if you can, nice and tall, and release. And the last one, pressing, make it a really good one. Push. 1, 2, 3, and release. Okay. Now, I'm now going to suggest that maybe we do it together. So we do both legs together. You might be in a chair where you've got arms, so that would be quite handy. You can rest your hands on the arms. Put both feet out in front. Now when we're doing both together, I want you to make sure your knees aren't knocking. I'd like you to keep your knees apart, in line with your hips, feet up. So now we're going to, you should feel yourself raising up in the chair as you push through your heels. So I'm going to push through my heels, tightening my hips on my bottom, hold, and release. Let's try and do 5. And again, push hard. 1, 2, 3, and release. This is number 3. Push hard. 1, 2, 3, and release. Last 2. Pushing hard. 1, 2, 3, and release. And last one. Push hard, push hard, push hard, and release. I might just say, actually, if you feel like you're pushing with your back into the chair, that's maybe the wrong muscles that we're using. So you could sit forward in the chair so you're not against the back of the chair, or you could just try and keep yourself forward and really focus your efforts into the heels going into the floor. Okay, so we're going to look a little bit more now at the ankle, and the toes and the forefoot. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little piece of tissue under each foot, and you're going to try and use your feet to move it, okay, and your toes. So you're going to try to feel that you're going to lift the toes and separate, put them down, and then pull the tissue towards you, okay? So this is going to be quite hard. A lot of people who've got feet that had swelling in, that actually it's quite hard sometimes to get the feet moving, the toes. People feel that their toes are quite stuck together. So it might be that you just need to lift and separate your toes initially. Maybe that would be enough. Just trying to get your feet apart and your toes working. And then actually if we put them down and we try and scrunch it up as much as we can and then release. So you can see I'm really using these arches on the inside of my foot and across. So it's a really nice way of mobilizing all those joints. So we're going to lift and release, lift and release. So you could do this obviously in the video. We do need to work in bare feet if at all possible. This one specifically would need to be in bare feet. The other ones you can do with shoes and socks on, but you will get more movement if you can at least take your shoes or your slippers off. So it could be that you could only manage one foot at a time, because doing two is actually too much. But just go at your own pace, and just the important thing is that you try and find that movement in your toes and your foot, and that will work the muscles inside your feet that help give structure to the foot when you're standing, and you can't work them any other way. Okay, so we'll just move that out of the way. Okay, so let's look now at the ankle. So as I was saying, the ankle moves in lots of different directions. So it'd be really nice if we can look at going in and out at the ankle. So what we're going to do initially is we're going to turn our feet as if we're going to put the soles of the feet together. So this is a movement like this. So you're curling in, you're trying to get that, you'll feel a stretch on the outside of your ankle. And then we're going to turn them away as if they don't like each other. So we're going to try and turn them right out, and that's going to activate these muscles, which are very, very useful for helping to keep your foot level when you're walking. So we're going to turn the feet in, and then we're going to turn them away from each other. You can see my legs are moving at the same time. So feet in and feet out. Feet in and feet out. Okay, I think we've done about 6. Let's see if we can do a few more. In and out, in and out. 2 more to go. In and out, and last one. In and out. Okay, and then we're going to put our feet down. Okay, so that's quite a lot of concerted effort into the feet when we've been sitting. So let's just move them around gently and just feel that we're loosening up the joints, and we're going to just combine some of the things we've done just to feel that we're moving everything around now, and we've used every muscle as much as we can. Okay. So if you would like to repeat this video, you can. If you feel like some of the exercises are easier than the others, and you could find a small window of opportunity to do them regularly throughout the day, this would really help with your circulation and sensation going into the feet. Thanks very much for watching.